Tell me, what are the areas we have discussed up to now in this lesson? If I quickly remind the things which I discussed in the last session, I discussed with you to get the quantity always in CVP analysis. You can take the formula fixed cost plus profit divided by contribution per unit. Then I discussed the break even point. If you want to take the break even point in units, that is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. If you want to get the break even point amount, fixed cost divided by contribution into sale price. Or otherwise, break even point amount you can calculate as fixed cost divided by CS ratio. That's all about the break even point. Then to earn a profit, this is the break even point. Then to earn profits, if you want to earn a profit, there quantity to earn profit, this formula as it is, fixed cost plus profit divided by contribution per unit. Amount, fixed cost plus profit divided by contribution per unit into sales, into selling price, selling price per unit. Oh, otherwise the amount can be calculated as fixed cost plus profit divided by CS ratio. Then margin of safety. Margin of safety, quantity, expected sales quantity minus break even point quantity. Margin of safety amount, expected sales amount minus break even point amount. Or otherwise, margin of safety amount equals margin of safety quantity into selling price per unit. Or otherwise, the margin of safety quantity equals profit divided by contribution per unit. Or otherwise, the margin of safety amount equals profit divided by CS ratio. ඔය ටික නේද last week එකේ කළේ. You remember all these? කියන්න බලන්න මේවා අයිපාරක් බැලුවද? අයි හැදුවා නේද නැත්තම් මොංගල ගියසි දැන්? මම මේ ඔක්කොම ඔයාලට බොහොම logically explain කළානේ. මේ හැම formula එකක්ම මම ඔයාලට prove කරලා ගත්තේ. Today I am not going to prove this again. We'll do some questions based on this knowledge. Write this question first. Write down this one. In a business, following details were available. Should be following details were available in a business. Following details were available in a business. Selling price per unit. Selling price per unit ₹50. Variable cost per unit ₹30. Total fixed cost of the firm, total fixed cost of the firm ₹20,000. Expected sales quantity 2,500 units. Expected sales quantity 2,500 units. required required number 1, number 1, CS ratio. Number 2, number 1, CS ratio. Number 2, break even point quantity and amount. 3, margin of safety. Units and amount. 4, expected profit at the budgeted quantity level. Expected profit at the budgeted quantity level. Expected profit at the budgeted quantity level. 5, 5, required sales quantity. Oh, that's required sales units. That's nice. Required sales units to earn rupees 60,000 as profit. Required sales quantity to earn rupees 60,000 profit. അതാണ് പോലെ നിൽക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. Finish. Now මං එක ගන්න හදන්න ඕනේ නැහැ මට කියන්න quickly what is the CS ratio, is it 40%? 40%, right? Break even quantity, is it 1000? එතකොට amount එක 500,000 නේ? No, 50,000. 50,000. Margin of safety 1,500 නේ? 1,500. The amount එක ගන්න වෙන්නේ 1,500 into 50 නේ 75,000 නේ? Expected profit at the budgeted quantity level. ඒක මෙහෙම කරන්න මං හතරවෙනි එක හදලා පෙන්නන්නම්. අර හතරවෙනි එකේදී මේකට methods දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Use this one first. මම කියන එක අහගන්න, this is very important. So in the fourth case, the expected profit at the budgeted quantity level, you remember sales minus variable cost is the contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost is the profit. එමනි කරන්නේ. Sales minus variable cost is contribution. I'm not going to do the sales and variable cost. The contribution you can straight away take. Contribution per unit is 20. Your budgeted quantity is 2,500. 2,500 into 20 can contribution is 50,000. The fixed cost is 20,000. Therefore, your profit is 30,000. Is it clear? I don't remember exactly. Did I discuss the shortcut to calculate the profit last week? I don't remember it actually. Didn't I discuss the shortcut to calculate the profit? No. මේ බලන්නකෝ දැන් last week අපි කතා කළා මෙහෙම එකක් මතකද? Margin of safety quantity equals profit divided by contribution per unit. Yes. To calculate the margin of safety quantity, Chamut says he anyway used this one. I calculated this one. So dear children, you can do something like this. If you take the profit as the subject, profit equals what? Margin of safety quantity, shall I take it? Units, units into what? Contribution per unit. Remember, this is a very important formula. Actually, this is not a new one. This is a part of this one. This is another presentation of the same thing. But remember this one anyway. With that, you can reproduce like this: profit equals margin of safety units into contribution per unit. So now anyway, you know the margin of safety units, you already calculated, it's 1,500 into contribution per unit, it's 20. So the answer is 30,000. To calculate the profit, you can use either this one or this one. හැබැයි මම ඔයාලට recommend කරනවා, in hard questions always use this one. If you feel the question as hard, do this one. සමහර වෙලාවට making you might be misled. Anyway, this will never mislead you. Total contribution minus fixed cost. This will never mislead you. Because here also the calculation of margin of safety, in case you calculate margin of safety incorrectly, because this answer is based on two calculations. First, you need to take the margin of safety. If you have made any mistake in calculating the margin of safety, then the answer will be wrong. But here, nothing called margin of safety. එහෙම එකක් නැහැ නේ. නිසා මතක තියාගන්න දෙකම. Both methods take the same time, the lower time. හරි. මොකද හිතන්නේ? ඒ ටික තේරෙනව නේද? අමාරු නෑ නේද ඒවා? As you feel, is it hard or easy? Up to now, the analysis is easy. Hurry. Very good. Write this question, please. Sumeda's business, Sumeda's business has forecasted, Sumeda's business has forecasted following details for next month. For next month. Selling price per unit rupees 200. Variable cost per unit rupees 150. Variable cost per unit rupees 150. Then fixed cost, fixed cost 80,000. Expected sales 3,000 units. Required number one, number one, break even point, units and amount. Break even point, units and amount. Number two, margin of safety amount. Then expected profit at the budgeted volume. Expected profit at the budgeted volume. Number four, if selling price, if the selling price is increased by 50 rupees, if the selling price is increased by 50 rupees, calculate the number of sales units required. If the selling price is increased by rupees 50, calculate the number of sales units required to earn the profit. To earn the profit calculated in 3 above. If the selling price is increased by rupees 50, calculate the number of sales units required to earn the profit calculated in 3 above. Number 5. Sumeda expects to Sumedha expects to introduce new technology. Sumedha expects to introduce new technology. This will increase the fixed cost by rupees 20,000, and this will increase the fixed cost by rupees 20,000, and variable cost per unit will be decreased by rupees 10. Variable cost will be decreased by rupees 10. To be break even, to be not be to break even with to break even with to break even with 1500 units, to break even with 1500 units, to break even with 1500 units, calculate the expected selling price. To break even with 1500 units, calculate the expected selling price per unit. Calculate the expected selling price per unit. හරි, මම හිතන්නේ හොඳ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. එකපාරට දුන්නට මට හිතෙනවා ඒක ඇතුලේ ඔයාලට එක එක දේවල් තියෙනවා ඉගෙන ගන්න. And within bracket you have to write, please. Each question is independent. Every question is independent from each. Right, that's the way. Every question is independent from each. Every question is independent from each. ඒ කියන්නේ එකකට එකක් ස්වාධීනයි නේ. පළවෙනි එක කලේ නෑ කියලා හිතන් තමයි දෙක කරන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ හතරවෙනි එකේ වෙනස් වුණාට ඒවයි පහේදී වෙනස්. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ උඩ තියෙන ටිකම තමයි අරන් පස්වෙනි එක හදන්නේ. Every question is independent from each. හදන්න බලන්න. ඔන්න චුට්ට මම යනවා ඉස්සරහට පාඩමේ. Right, finish. Shall we discuss the answers? So once you completed, please tell me. Right. Right. Is it okay? The first one. Should I discuss again the first one? Break-even point hoya nonde bam? No. What is the break-even point? It seems 1600 ne? Is it 1600 units? Is the margin of safety amount 32,000? No. 28,000. 320,000. 280,000 ne? Margin of safety is 280,000. Devni, is it Devni? Is it 320,000 or 280,000? Devni, 280,000, right? Nine Devni, him in the banning. Margin of safety metana, then metana Tundahakni expected sales. The expected sales. Yes, yes, yes. I'm explaining that. Expected sales make 3,000 ne. එතකොට ඔයාට ආවන්නේ මේකේ break even point එක 1600 කියලා. එතකොට margin of safety කීයද? 1400 නේ. Margin of safety 1400 නේ. 1400 into 200. එතකොට එන්නේ 280,000 නේද? Yep. Then මට කියන්නේ expected profit at the budgeted volume 1400. Is it 70,000? Yes. තේරෙනවනේ නේ? යා පුළුවන්. You all can those. Now, let's see the fourth one. If the selling price is increased by rupees 50, Nowadays the selling price is 200, that is increased by 50. 200 plus 50, that is 250 now. Then variable cost 150. Then the contribution is 100. වෙන එකකට answer එක දීලා දෙනනේ. හරි. Now contribution is 100 now. It's changed. Calculate the number of sales units required to earn the profit calculated in 3 above. Please tell me, I calculated the profit in 3 above, how much? You told 280,000. There you calculated the profit 280,000. No, no. මෙතන 280,000 නේද? Yes. Is it 70,000 or 280,000? Yes, yes. 70,000 නේ. Profit 70,000 නේ ආවේ. Oh, 1,400 into 50. 70,000. Yes, I'm sorry. Then margin of safety is amount is 280. Yes, you are correct. Now, to earn a certain profit, fixed cost plus required profit divided by contribution per unit. Ne? So the fixed cost is 80,000. Expected profit 70,000. Contribution per unit 100. Is it 1,500 units? Yes. Number 5. In the fifth one, Sumedha expects to introduce new technology. This will increase the fixed cost by 20,000. Now you see the existing fixed cost. Your fixed cost, the existing balance is 80,000. This will be increased by another 20,000. Therefore, the new fixed cost is 100,000. Agree? This is the new fixed cost. And variable cost will be decreased by 10. Existing variable cost is 150. You expect a deduction of 10. New variable cost is 140. To break even with 1,500 units. Now their break even point is 1,500 units. Calculate the expected selling price. So if you have calculated what is the selling price? Tell me. What is the expected selling price? If any of you have calculated. Two students say 206.6. Many of you say. Me balan. Selling price minus variable cost is contribution. Neither. Now the variable cost is 140. Break even point equals fixed cost divided by contribution. Right? You have to break even with 1,500 units. And the fixed cost now is 100,000. Then contribution should be how much? Yes. That answer comes from decimal points. $66.6. Therefore, the contribution per unit should be 66.6. If the contribution is 66.6, you have to go upwards and take this answer. 206.6. Understand? They're not a simple case. හරි. දැන් ළමයි මේ CVP analysis එකේ අපිට තියෙනවා graphs වගේක් අඳින්න. ඒ graphs ටිකත් අපි පොඩ්ඩක් practice කරමු. සමහර වෙලාවට සමහර papers වල graphical presentation එකක් අහලා තියෙනවා. There are three graphs you must know. Write a topic. Graphical presentation of CVP analysis. Graphical presentation of CVP analysis. Graphical presentation of CVP analysis. Please refer the question which I have given page number 15. The question number is 4. Refer question number 4 in page number 15. There's a table. Following information is relevant to a pen manufactured by Duncan manufacturers. Selling price 100, variable cost 6. Fixed cost of the firm 120,000. I think it's better if you fill the details here in the table itself. No need to draw this again. Can you please fill this table? Right. To fill this one, you are given some base details. Selling price per unit is 10. The selling price per unit into sales quantity. Here the revenue is 0. Within 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. Variable cost per unit is 6. Here it's 0, then a 60,000, 120,000, 180,000, 240,000, 300,000. Fixed cost. Even at the 0 level, there is a fixed cost and that does not change. At any level that is fixed at 120,000, it's a constant value. Then you know how to take the total cost, the both of variable cost and fixed cost, the total. Here 120,000, 180, 240, 300, 360, 420,000. The contribution is what? Sales minus variable cost. This is the revenue. Variable cost is 0. Contribution also 0. 100 minus 60, that is 40,000 contribution. Metana 80,000. Metana contribution එක 120,000. මෙතන කීයද 160,000 නේ. අන්තිම තැන ලක්ෂ 2යි, it's 200,000. How to obtain the profit? Total revenue minus total cost, or otherwise contribution minus fixed cost. එමත් පුළුවන් contribution minus fixed cost. This minus this. It's a loss of 120,000. This minus this. It's a loss of 80,000. This is loss, 40,000 loss. Neither profit nor losses at the point of 30,000 quantity. Here, the business has started earning profits. හැමෝම ඔය විදිහට පිරුවද ඔය ටික? Did you feel? හොඳයි. ඒ graphic හරිද මේ table එක තේරුණාද ඔයාලට? හරි. එහෙනම් මට table එක refer කරලා කියන්න. මේකේ break even quantity එක කීයද? What is the break even sales quantity? 30,000 units නේ. ඇයි එහෙම කියන්නේ? Profit hari loss hari නැත්තේ මෙතෙන්දිනේ නේ. At this point neither profit nor losses. When the business earns 0 as the profit or loss, the quantity is 30,000. Therefore, you can say this is the break even quantity. If you want, you can highlight this. I will box. This is the break even point level. ඔය ගානේ කොහේ හරි තැනකින් ලියා ගන්නවාද ඉඳ තියෙන තැනකින් expected sales quantity is 40,000 කියලා. Somewhere in the question, I think in front of that detail, selling price, variable cost and fixed cost, those details in front of that you can write expected sales quantity is 40,000. The expected quantity is 40,000 කියලා හිතන්න. Not in the book, in the tute. Did you write the topic graphical presentation of CVP analysis? Did you write the topic graphical presentation of CVP analysis කියලා ලියුවද? Did you write that one? Graphical presentation of CVP analysis. Right, in Hagan. ළමයි අපිට ඔයාලා හැමෝටම මේ ටේබල් එක හරියට පැහැදිලිනේ ගත්තේ දෙන්නේ. ඔයාලානේ තනියෙන් කළේ. අපිට මේ CV analysis එකේ එන්න පුළුවන් අඳින්න පුළුවන් graphs තියෙනවා තුනක්. A level විතරක් නෙවෙයි A level වලින් එහාටත් මෙච්චරයි. ඔයා A level වලින් පස්සේ මොන විභාගය කළත්, ඔයා chartered කළත්, CIMA කළත්, ACCA කළත් මොනවා කළත් ඔයා මාව මතක් කරලා ආදරෙන්. හරි. ඔයාට දැන් තේරෙයි මං කිව්ව ඇත්ත කියලා. ඔය අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේ පොත් ටික විසි කරන්න තු තියා ගන්නවා මම දන්නවා. එදාටත් ඔයා පෙරලලා බලනවා. ඔයාට එදාට තේරෙයි ඕන ටික මේකේ තියෙනවා. So when you go to the CVP analysis, there are three diagrams or graphs which you can draw. All are straight lines, not anyway, not curves. No curves there. All are straight lines. Number one, break-even chart. Or break-even diagram. Number two, contribution break-even chart. Number three, profit volume chart. These are the three charts or diagrams which you must know before the exam and which are supposed to be tested in the paper. Right? Write down. Following three diagrams. Following three diagrams are drawn following three diagrams are drawn in CVP analysis. In CVP analysis. Following three diagrams are drawn in CVP analysis. Number one, break-even chart. Number one, break-even chart. Number two, contribution break-even chart. Number two, contribution break-even chart. Three, profit volume chart. Now, take the subtopic break-even chart. Break-even chart. Break-even chart. මෙමය. ඔය break-even chart එකේදී ඔයා අඳින්න ඕනේ lines තියෙනවා තුනක්. ඔයා fixed cost line එකයි revenue line එකයි total cost line එකයි තුන එකම graph එකක අඳින්න ඕනේ. Fixed cost line, revenue line and total cost line you need to draw in the same diagram. Only these three. And the independent variable is the quantity. You need to show how these three variables behave with respect to the changes in the quantity. So the quantity x-axis, x-axis, this is the independent variable. Quantity is independent. On the quantity, the other one depends. Always in mathematics. For the x-axis, you have to take the independent variable. On this variable, how this depends? This is the dependent variable, either fixed cost, revenue, or total cost. In the quantity side, you need up to 50,000 units. Scale should be in a certain way, otherwise, without a scale, you won't get the real shape of the diagram. Up to 50,000, this is 0. When I go to the revenue, there I want up to 500,000. Fixed cost this level, the TC is 420. To get the revenue, I will mark this as 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. Now, let's see how to mark. When you take the fixed cost, that's always 120,000 irrespective the quantity. Although the quantity changes, the fixed cost doesn't change. 120,000 somewhat here. The line is parallel to the q axis, to the quantity. This is the fixed cost of the firm. When you take the total cost, starting from here, 120. At 10,000 units, it's 180,000. Somewhat here. At 20,000, it's 240,000. It's somewhere here. At 30,000, it's 300,000. Like here. Then, no need to draw all the points. You can drag like this. This is the total cost curve. You're asking, sir, we need to take the accurate scale. Yes, a sort of scale. දැන් මං වගේ ගත්තා දැන් මට මේ බෝඩ් එකේ මම ගත්තෙත් නිකන් හිතලානේ නේ. You have to just imagine and take. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙමයි ඔයා මෙතෙන්ට ගත්තොත් එහෙම මේ squares 5 squares, here also 5 squares. Take in that way. 100,000 also say just take 5 squares. එහෙම ගත්තාම in your square rule book. Or otherwise, if it is not a square rule books, you can just take some lines, rules. එතකොට when you take the revenue at the 0, it's 0. Revenue somewhere here. 10,000 level, 100,000. මෙතන නේ. 20,000 level, 200,000. 30,000 level, 300,000. 40,000 level, 400,000. 50,000 level, 500,000. I shape. Starting from the origin, like this. දැන් චුට්ටක් බලගන්නකො ඉස්සෙල්ලාම මම මේක පෙන්නන මාක් කරලා. You see this point. What is this point? This is revenue. At this point, total cost equals to total revenue. If somewhere the total cost equals to total revenue, that point is break even point. This is the break even point, BEP. Starting from the break even point, I come down. When you started coming down from the break even point up to the Q axis, the place where you meet the Q axis, this is what? Break even quantity. And if you go to your left side until the Y axis met, the place this dotted line intersects this axis is the break even amount. And the area left from this point, the area which is left from this point, this area, in this area, total cost is greater than the revenue. In this area, this is the revenue line, this is the total cost line. Total cost is greater than the revenue. This is the profit area or loss area. This is loss area, loss making area. Loss area. But here, the revenue line is above the quantity line. This is profit area. This is the profit area. And one more thing. I told you what is the expected sales quantity. What is the expected sales quantity? 40,000. If I select this 40,000 level and if I tend to go up until these lines are met, somewhere I meet the total cost line, right? From this point, I start somewhere here ne mage ලස්සනට එන්නේ නැහැ හරිද මේක කොහොමද තියෙන නිකන්. From this point I begin to come here. What is the value here? At the 40,000 level, this is the cost line. 40,000 level, the cost line is 360,000. Then, from this 40,000 line, if I take the revenue, somewhere here, it goes to 400,000. බලන්න එක කරන විදිය 40,000 level එකේදී මම උඩට අවිල්ලා බලනකොට total cost curve එක මට හම්බ වුණා. මම එතනින් left side එකට ආවහම මම මෙතන එනවා 360,000 කියන point එකට. මෙතන තව චුට්ටක් උඩට ගිහිල්ලා මම revenue line එක හම්බ වෙනකන් ඉඳලා left side එකට ආවා. එතකොට මාව ආවා 400,000. 400,000 is the income at this 40,000 sales level. At this 40,000 sales level, my cost is 360,000. If I take this difference, what is this difference? What is the difference? That is the expected profit. The amount is 40,000. This is the profit. You understood the way we calculate the profit in this diagram. At any level, you can calculate the profit in this way. At any level, go to the relevant level and go up until these two lines are met. In the points where you met the revenue line and total cost line, come to the left side until you see the value axis. See the difference between the revenue and the cost. The difference is the profit. Anyway, this is the diagram where fixed cost, revenue and total cost lines are shown. This is called as break even chart. අපි ලියවද උතන පොඩි නෝට් එකක් විතර break even chart කියලා ලියවද නෑනේ. This diagram represents following three lines. This diagram represents following three lines. Fixed cost line, revenue line and total cost line. Fixed cost line, revenue line, total cost line. Fixed cost, revenue, total cost. අඳින්න බලන්න තනිය. Okay, shall we go to the next one? Let's finish. හරිද මේ දෙක ඇඳලා ඉවරද? Shall I erase? Now write the second one. Contribution break even chart. Contribution break even chart. මේක බලන්න මේ contribution break even chart කියන්නේ මේකම තමයි. එකම වෙනස instead the fixed cost line we draw a variable cost line. We do not draw the fixed cost line there. Instead the fixed cost line, we draw the variable cost line. Remember, the variable cost should be parallel to the total cost. Right? I think in your book also, no need to take the right, in the book, no need to take the scale. Without the scale, just show the shape, quantity, either revenue, total cost, or variable cost. This is revenue. This is total cost. The variable cost, break even point. The specialty of this is at any level you can calculate the contribution. Then කලින් diagram එකේ contribution එක හොයන්න බෑනේ. In the early case, you can't take the contribution. Why the contribution is the difference between sales and variable cost. Without the variable cost, you can't calculate the contribution. එතකොට මේ මෙහෙම අඳින diagram එකේ requirement එක තමයි to calculate the contribution at any level. Revenue minus variable cost. This is the contribution. මේ diagram එක එච්චර විභාගෙදී අහන්නේ නැහැ. මේකෙන් වෙන ලොකු වාසියක් නැහැ. මේකෙන් තියෙන්නේ contribution එක හොයන්න පුළුවන්. Right there. This diagram shows this diagram shows revenue, total cost and variable cost lines. Revenue, total cost and variable cost lines. Revenue, total cost and variable cost line. Revenue, total cost and variable cost line. With this diagram, contribution can be calculated at any level. With this diagram, contribution can be calculated at any level. With this diagram, contribution can be calculated at any level. හරි අඳින්න පෙන්නන්න. ඉතලා කියන්නේ මේක තේරුණාද? Is it understood? Simple නේද? The little difference. නිකන් ස්කෙච් කරන්න මේක හරි වගේ මේ ස්කේල් ගන්න ඕනේ නේ. ස්කෙච්. Yes, yes, Sumaya, that I told, I think. Always the total cost and variable cost curves should be parallel. Why? The height in between these two lines is what? What is the height in between these two? That is the fixed cost. If you want to compute fixed cost with this diagram, you can calculate that at any level. You go here and come, go here and come. The height difference will be the fixed cost. Right. Now let's go to the last diagram. Profit volume chart. Profit volume chart. Profit volume chart. Right. It's a different curve, different chart. Actually, that states only one variable. What is that? With the name you understand, the profit volume chart. Profit at each volume. Profit at each volume. But when you take the profit, you see there are some losses. Therefore, this diagram should represent even a loss area. Something like this. This is the Q axis. This is the profit axis. In the profit axis, $40,000 and $80,000. The losses. Right. Now, at zero level, business has a loss. Loss up to 120,000. At 10,000 level, it's a loss of 80,000. Ten 10,000, it's loss of 80,000. At 20,000 level, it's a loss of 40,000. 30,000, neither loss nor profits. At the 40,000 level, it's here. The 50,000 level, it's here. This is the straight line. The straight line. Profit diagram, profit curve, profit line. There, tell me, the profit line intersects the profit axis. What is this? What should be this? The point which the profit line intersects the profit axis. Yes, this should be fixed cost. Very good. This should be fixed cost. And what is this? Profit line shows zero, no profit. This is the break even point. And if this business expects to sell 40,000 units, the business expects to sell 40,000 units, can always come 40,000 units. This is the profit. Make the expected profit at 40,000. You can at any level, you can take the profit or loss. That is the importance of the profit volume chart. Right under that. Topic clear, profit volume chart. profit at any level of production, profit at any level of production can be calculated with this diagram. Profit at any level of production can be calculated with this diagram. అందులో పెన్ right. Shall we let's do some past papers. අපි පරණ papers ටිකක් ඉස්සෙල්ලා කරලා ඉස්සරහට එමු නේද? ඔයාලා පරණ papers නැති නිසා මම මේවා ටියුට් එකට දාලා තියෙන්නේ පරණ papers ටික modern papers and from 2012 onwards you all are having. එනකොට මේ lesson එකේ මේ පරණ ගණන් ටික හොඳයි. Right? From 2007 8 I have taken some selected questions from past papers, old past papers, but those are good questions. In both lessons I gave these old questions, the recent things you are having. So page number 16, question number 8. Page number 16, question number 8, please. මොකද හිතන්නේ කියලා හදන්න පුළුවන්? Page 16, question number 8. Can you read, understand and do this? Page number 16, question number 8. කියලා හදන්න බලන්න. පාඩම උගන්වලා ඉවරයි යා. දැන් papers කළාම හරි. Okay. So what do you think? Is it hard or easy? Is it a hard question? Calculate the break even point. මට කියන්න මම හදන්න ඕනේ නැහැ නේ. මට මොන හරි පාර්ට් එකක් හදන්න ඕන නම් කියන්න. Part 1 break even point. මොකක්ද answer එක? Should be 5 million divided by 500 නේ. Is it 10,000 units? ඒක ලේසිනේ නේ. 10,000 units value එක කීයද? 8 million. Calculate the margin of safety in number of pair of shoes and value. What is the margin of safety? 15,000. Value is 12 million. Yes. Calculate the expected annual profit or loss. What is it? Is it 75 lakhs? 75 lakhs. Good. 4. If a selling commission of rupees 50 per pair of shoe is introduced. දැන් අපි අර කලින් හදපු ගාන වගේ මේකේ ඔයාලට තේරුම් ගන්න තියෙන්නේ selling commission. Which type of a cost this is? Sales commission. Is it a fixed cost or variable cost? It's a variable cost. For each and every item the sales commission is applied. With that the variable cost will be increased. Instead in addition to the purchasing price 300, another variable cost 50 is there. So the total variable cost will be now 350. That will affect to the contribution. So the contribution now it's 450 to earn this profit. 9 million should be divided by 450. Is it 20,000 pair of shoes? The fourth one 20,000. Number 5. Calculate the new break-even point in number of pair of shoes, assuming that an additional advertising expenditure of 3.1 million has to be incurred. Where this additional advertising cost affect? Additional advertising cost. This will affect to fixed cost. Then the fixed cost will be 8.1 million. New fixed cost is 8.1 million, isn't it? It's 8.1 million. So, and also the selling price will be increased by 5%. The selling price එක කීයද දැන්? Is it 840? What is the new break even point? Is it 15,000? Is it 15,000? Not hard, ne? Now go to the ninth one. Read and do the ninth question. Question number 9. Ninth one. Question 9. Shall you check the answers? මොකද හිතන්නේ මම හදන්න වේද මේක? Should I do this? No need. If some of you feel that I should do this, no problem. You have to tell me. No need. Right. Shall we just discuss the answers then? Now, number one, first remember these are two companies, not the same company. First, calculate the contribution for sales ratios. CS ratio for product A and B. For product A, CS ratio is, compute the contribution to sales ratio. What are the ratios? In the first company, it's 20%. Second one, 70%. Is it 20% and 70%? Which company would earn the higher total monthly contribution? You have to calculate the contribution for both companies. එතකොට බලන්න company A sales minus variable cost, there the contribution is 10. In company B the contribution is 21, isn't it? In company A the contribution is 10. Company B the contribution is 21. That into budgeted sales. Company the contribution of A company is 500,000. Contribution of B company is 420,000, is it? Therefore, company A earns the higher contribution. Compute the break-even point in units for product A. What is the break-even point? Is it 35,000? Easy, not hard. ඒකට තේරෙනවද යමක් කරගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා? අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත මට්ටමෙන්නේ. හරියට තියරි ඔළුවේ තියෙනවා නම් සිම්පල් නේ, අරලා දාන්න තියෙන්නේ. Compute the total profit expected from B based on the budgeted sales volume. What is the answer for part 4? Compute the total profit expected from product B based on the budgeted sales volume. Product B के contribution per unit is 21. 21 into budgeted sales 20,000. That is 420,000. 420,000 minus 200,000. Is it 220,000? Is it 220? Dinuli have told us 70,000. I think it's not. 220,000. Answer is 220,000. Then draw a profit volume chart for product A showing the profit. Profit volume ne මෙතෙන්දී නිකන් මෙහෙම අදින්න. Profit volume chart. You already calculated the profit of product company A. ඒකේ profit එක කීයද ආවේ? 150,000 නේ. මෙහෙම කරන්න. 150,000 the profit at the budgeted sales volume of 50,000. එතකොට මෙහෙම පෙන්වන්න ඕනේ. At the 50,000 level profit is 150,000. Here you have to put what? This point, how much? Fixed cost, that is 350,000. Break even point was, ये दावे break even point 15,000 दावे के. Break even point was 15,000. in product A, is it 35,000? 35,000. Then 35,000. Okay, honey. Sixth one, some part is missing. What is the missing part? What is the missing part there? I think expected sales volume should be, is it expected sales volume? No. Yes. Profit B. If the target profit per month is, they are asking to earn 150,000 profit, how many units they should sell in product B? Is that the one they are asking? Is it the one they are asking, please? To earn a profit of 150,000, what should be the target sales? You are not having a past paper? This is the past paper 2000 in monkey. This is 2009 A level. What is the expected units? What is the expected units to sell to earn this profit 150,000? Calculate the expected sales volume of product B. Calculate the expected volume of product B. If the target profit per month is 150,000, what is the answer? If you want to earn 150,000 profit, fixed cost plus profit. Fixed cost is 200,000, that plus profit 150,000. 200 plus 150, is it 350,000? Is it 350,000? Yes. 350,000 divided by 21. 350,000 divided by 21, is it? What is the answer? Julit? Fixed cost is 200,000. Expected profit is 150,000. This is divided by, actually they are asking amount, I think, not the quantity. This is divided by 21. They are asking not the quantity, it's the amount, right? Into price, selling price per unit 30. This is what they are asking, I think. You get is it 500,000 rupees? Yes, that is in rupees they are asking. 500,000. Not the quantity. 7. determine the new break-even point if product A in sales value if its selling price would reduce to 45. Then product A के selling price එක 45 වලට reduce වුණොත් එහෙම contribution per unit is only 5 නේ. They are asking new break-even point. Fixed cost doesn't change. Their fixed cost is 350,000, which is divided by selling price 50 will be reduced to 45. Now it's 45 the selling price. Variable cost is 40. The other contribution per unit is 5. Is it 70,000 units? Yes. So then only you have told 31 lakhs and 50,000. What is that? They are asking sales value. Sorry, this into selling price 45. 70,000 into 45. Okay, Nehan? Yes, yes. Your answer is correct. Huh? 315. In the previous case, our missing part එක මෙහෙමලු තියෙන්නේ. In the missing part of the question is how much should be the expected monthly sales. Previous question එකේ missing part එක how much should be the expected monthly sales, and she says the year is not 2009, it's 2008. 2008 මං කිව්වේ 8 නේද? Sorry. Now last part 5. Calculate the new break-even point in number of pair of shoes. No. Anoma company plans to introduce new technology to reduce the variable cost. This will double the monthly fixed cost. The fixed cost will be doubled. In the Anoma business, now the fixed cost will be 200,000 into 2. It's 400,000. And what is the minimum amount by which the unit variable cost of a product A should be decreased? Is the company wants to maintain the same break-even point computed in under 3 above? Tell me what is the break-even point you calculated in 3? Sorry, this is Anoma company. 350 into 2. 700,000. What is the break-even point in 3 you calculated for Anoma company? 35,000. Break-even point එක අපි හදලා තියෙන්නේ 35,000. Now the fixed cost they have increased. They want to maintain the break-even point at this level. In Anoma company, they expect is what is the minimum amount by which the unit variable cost of product A should be decreased. Yes, you know the selling price minus variable cost is the contribution. They are asking you to calculate the decrease in variable cost. Nothing is told about the selling price. So the sales price doesn't change. What are you assuming this way? Sales price doesn't change. 50. Break even point equals fixed cost divided by contribution. There, fixed cost is 700,000. Break even point will be 35,000. Therefore, the contribution should be how much? 20. Agree? Contribution should be 20. To be the contribution 20, what should be the variable cost? This should be 30. They are asking not this one. They're asking you what is the minimum amount by which the unit variable cost of product A should be decreased. Existing variable cost per unit is how much? 40. Existing variable cost is 40. New will be 30. This will be decreased from 40 to 30. Decrease of 10. Answer is 10, not 30. Can you hand? The minimum amount by which the unit variable cost of product A should be decreased. Variable cost of product A should be decreased. That is what they are asking. It's a very good question from Dinuli. Then, sir, don't we consider selling price as 45 because seventh question is changing and they are not mentioned in that questions are independent. Why not? Actually, it's not mentioned here, but as I remember in the original question, it's told that the questions are independent. Then only always you have to assume these are independent. The major question is given in the table. All the subparts are always independent. When it is not mentioned, assume always it's independent. Hurry. So, as far as the things we have done, what is your attitude now on the lesson? Is it a positive or negative? Positive. Very good. And positive කියන වචනයට බය මේ දවස්වලනේ. Not like the early days. Positive කියන එකට තමයි බය දැන්. right. අපි මෙහෙම කරමුද? මේව හදන්න ලොකු වෙලාවක් යන නිසා මේ ගණන් ටික ඔක්කොම homework හදනවද? දැන් අපි 2008 හදුවනේ 2009 to 2017. 18, 19, 20 we'll do the full papers. From 9 to 17, can you do all these past papers? Probably next Monday also I won't be able to do the class because the seminar I told I couldn't complete on that day. So that was the only available date for 2022 students. That's why I had to take that one. Therefore, if it's so, the Tuesday class I will extend like this one, right? Anyway, today I covered the entire lesson. I told that, and when we discuss all these papers, ඔයාලට තේරෙනවද මම papers එකක් දෙකක් කියලා නවත්තන්න I am doing all the papers නේ. ඉතින් එතෙන්දී ඔහොම කරලත් ඔයාලට මේක අල්ලගන්න බැරි නම් වැඩක් නැහැ. මම හිතන්නේ ඔයාලට අල්ලගන්න බෑ කියලා. ඔයාලා හැමෝම කියනවා තේරුණා කියලා නේ. මොකද මේ අන්තිම හරිය lessons ළමයි හිතන් ඉන්නේ අමාරුයි කියලා. නමුත් ඔයාලට පේනවා ඒක අමාරු නෑ නේ. යමක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. අපි next week එකේ මේ lesson එක ඉවර කරලා then for the last one the investment appraisal then we can move for that one. Right. ඒත් එක මම ඔයාලට ප්‍රොමිස් එකක් දුන්නා මේ කම්පැනි වලට දා රිවිෂන් එකේදී කම්පැනි questions දෙකක් දාන්නම් කියලා හිතන්න එපා කඩවුණු පොරොන්දුවක් කියලා. එක මේ ඇත්තටම I was very much busy. Very much busy. මට ඒක කරන්න තියා මේ මහරය වෙනකන් ඇහැරලා වැඩ කළත් කරගන්න බැරුව ගියා මේ ටික I was really busy. මොකද ඒක මට අලුතෙන්ම හදන්න වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. හදපු questions නෑ. I have to prepare. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම කම්පැනි ගානක් හදන්න ලොකු වෙලාවක් යනවා. ඔයාලට ඒක solve කරන්න පැයක් යනකොට මට ඒක prepare කරන්න ඊට වඩා වෙලාවක් යනවා. ඔයාලට ඒක තේරෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා අනිත් එක හොඳ ගණන් දෙකක් මම දෙන්න ඕනේ ඔයාලට prepare කරලා. right? අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මම දෙන්නම්. When I get the opportunity, probably by tomorrow or day after tomorrow I'll get the chance. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මට Wednesday Thursday වගේ පොඩි free එකක් තියෙනවා time table එක ඇතුලේ. But from Saturday to Monday I am anyway busy. But on Sundays normally I am not working, but this Sunday I had to do some other things. So therefore I was busy. I am very sorry for not providing paper, providing questions on the time as I told. For the defaulted promise, I am sorry. Right. Okay. So study well and join the next class. Thank you very much for the participation. Aiva. Good night.